right, so here's my pizza wedge of earth, and I use this to describe the different layers of the earth. So this is just like a cross-sectional view of inside of the earth. So here's the inner core and the outer core. Remember, this is solid, and this is a liquid. Okay, the outer core is the only liquid portion, or the only liquid layer of Earth. The rest are solid. Okay, so here's my mantle. And remember, in my previous video, it states that there are two different layers of the mantle. They're separated based on the behavior of the material in the mantle. And we know this based on seismic waves and seismic data. Then I have my crust, and we're going to come to the crust a little bit later because just like a good pizza, there are different types of crust. So for Earth, we have a thin crust and we have a deep dish. So we'll talk about that next. Okay, so also some other ways we classify the Earth with two words, the lithosphere and asthenosphere. Lith means rock, okay, and astheno means weak. So I like to think of this as the strong and the weak layer. So here's the asthenosphere. The asthenosphere is only the lower mantle. The lithosphere includes both the rigid upper mantle and the crust. Okay, so I call the asthenosphere, which is the weak layer, my jello layer, because just like jello, right? Jello is a solid, it's not a liquid, but it kind of wiggles. If you try and like apply stress to it, it's gonna wiggle back and forth. Okay, so this is my jello layer. It's capable of movement, and this rigid lithosphere is not. Okay, and we have convection that occurs, which is a type of heat transfer. We have convection occurring in this layer, which drives plate movement in the lithosphere. So when we start talking about the theory of plate tectonics, this is our mechanism. This is how it happens. And we didn't always know this. It wasn't until the late 70s that we were able to start determining that it was this convection driving plate tectonics. All right, so it's also important to know the different types of crust. So remember that composition is how these layers have separated. So the most dense material is found deeper within the Earth, and this is in general, of course, and then the least dense would be found in the crust. Okay, so our mantle is composed of iron oxides and silicates. So those are types of minerals. And the lowest density material is found up in the crust. All right, so in my next video, we're going to talk about two different types of pizza crust, thin and deep dish.